Ego, an invisible yet powerful force that can make or break relationships. Today, we delve into the 5 golden rules to tame a woman's ego. This is where we begin our journey today. The ego, it's a part of us all, yet it often operates behind the scenes, pulling the strings of our actions, reactions, and interactions. And when it comes to relationships, the ego can be a formidable foe. Let's consider a woman's ego. It's complex, multifaceted, and can be as delicate as it is strong. But don't let that intimidate you. There are strategies, golden rules, if you will, that can help men navigate this intricate labyrinth. We're not talking about crushing or demeaning the ego, but taming it, handling it with care and respect. So, are you ready to explore these 5 golden rules? Ready to learn how to guide the ego rather than succumb to its whims? Are you ready to navigate the labyrinth of the female ego? Let's dive in. Rule number 1, understand her ego. Yes, it sounds simple, but it's easier said than done. Now let's get one thing straight. This isn't about crushing or destroying a woman's ego. No, it's about managing it, understanding it, and navigating through it. A woman's ego is a complex tapestry woven from threads of self-esteem, pride, and identity. It's driven by her experiences, her triumphs, and her challenges. It's not a monolith to be toppled, but a labyrinth to be explored. Think about it. When she insists on always being right, or when she refuses to admit a mistake, isn't that her ego at play? Or when she's fiercely independent to a fault, or when she bristles at any perceived slight, isn't that her ego rearing its head? These are not flaws to be exploited, but signals to be understood. Signals that reveal insecurities, fears, and desires. Signals that, if read correctly, can help you navigate the labyrinth of her ego. So, how do you understand her ego? Start by listening, really listening. Pay attention to her actions, her words, her reactions. Don't judge, don't interrupt, just observe. Then, reflect on what you've observed. Try to understand her perspective, her motivations, her fears. This isn't a quick fix, it's a journey. A journey that requires patience, empathy, and humility. But it's a journey worth taking because understanding her ego is the key to a harmonious relationship. Remember, understanding is the first step towards resolution. Rule number 2, open communication. It's not about winning the argument, it's about resolving it. Moving on to the second rule, we have open communication. Now this might sound like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised at how often this simple rule is overlooked. Open communication, ladies and gentlemen, is the bedrock of any relationship. It's the tool that helps us dismantle misunderstandings and bridge gaps. So, how do we implement this? Well, it starts with active listening. Yes, active listening. It's not just about hearing what she's saying, but also understanding the emotions behind those words. It's about empathizing with her viewpoint, even if you don't necessarily agree with it. However, active listening is only half the equation. The other half is expressing your feelings without attacking her ego. It's about saying, "I feel this way when you do that," instead of accusing her of intentionally hurting you. It's about being honest without being confrontational. It's about painting a picture of your emotions rather than pointing fingers. Remember, open communication isn't a one-time exercise. It's a habit you cultivate over time. And yes, it can be difficult to master, especially in heated moments. But the rewards, they're worth it. Open communication can help you understand her better, create a stronger emotional connection, and yes, gently deflate that ego without causing damage. So, keep the communication lines open, and remember, it's not a battlefield. Rule number 3, show respect. Respect her thoughts, feelings, and opinions. Now this might seem like common sense, but it's surprising how often this fundamental principle gets overlooked. When dealing with a woman's ego, respect is non-negotiable. It's akin to the air we breathe, invisible yet vital. You see, Respect is not about agreeing with everything she says or does. It's about acknowledging her perspectives, her feelings, her experiences as valid, even if they differ from your own. It's about listening without interrupting, without rushing in with a solution or judgment. It's about making her feel seen, heard, and valued. When you show respect, you're sending a powerful message. You're saying, I value you. I see your worth. Your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions matter to me. And that, my friends, can work wonders in calming her down, in making her feel secure and appreciated. Respect is like a mirror. When you show respect, you receive respect. It's a two-way street, and the beauty of it is that it doesn't cost a thing. Yet, the returns are immense. It can help build trust, foster understanding, and lay the foundation for a healthier, happier relationship. So respect her, for respect is the cornerstone of any relationship. Rule number 4, patience. It's a virtue and a key to handle a woman's ego. Now, we all know that patience is not just about waiting. It's about how we behave while we're waiting. And in the context of handling ego, this becomes even more significant. Think about it. Egos often clash when we're in a hurry, when we're impatient, when we want things to go our way, right here, right now. But life, as we know, doesn't always play by our rules. The same goes for people and their egos. So, what's the solution? Patience, my friends. When you're patient, you're less likely to react impulsively, less likely to say or do something that might feed the ego and cause conflict. Instead, you're more likely to stay calm, think clearly, and respond in a way that diffuses tension rather than escalates it. Remember, managing ego is not about winning or losing. It's about understanding, respecting, communicating, and yes, being patient. It's about knowing that every person, every ego is different, and what works for one might not work for another. Patience gives you the time and space to figure this out, to adapt, to find the best way to approach each situation, each ego. It's not always easy, but it's definitely worth it. So, be patient, for patience is a key that unlocks many doors. And finally, rule number 5, positive reinforcement. Compliment her, appreciate her, make her feel special. Now you might be wondering, why positive reinforcement? Well, it's simple. Positive reinforcement is a psychological concept that suggests when behaviors are rewarded, they are more likely to be repeated. And this holds true in managing a woman's ego as well. When you compliment a woman, appreciate her efforts, or make her feel special, you're essentially rewarding her positive traits. You're showing her that she is valued, that she is important, and that her contributions matter. This can significantly boost her self-esteem, making her feel secure and loved. When a woman feels secure, she is less likely to let her ego dominate her actions. She won't feel the need to constantly prove herself or compete with others. Her defensive ego lowers, making room for a more collaborative and understanding outlook. But remember, the key to effective positive reinforcement is sincerity. Your compliments and appreciation should be genuine and heartfelt. They should focus on her strengths, her accomplishments, and her unique qualities. Empty flattery or insincere praise can often backfire, leading to mistrust and even more inflated egos. Just like watering a plant helps it grow, nurturing a woman with positive reinforcement helps her blossom into her best self. It's a simple yet powerful strategy that can help manage her ego while fostering a healthy, balanced relationship. So, use the power of positive reinforcement, for it has the potential to transform relationships. And there you have it, the 5 golden rules to tame a woman's ego. From understanding her ego, initiating open communication, to showing respect, exercising patience, and employing positive reinforcement. This isn't a quest to destroy, but rather to comprehend and manage, because beneath that ego is someone who values understanding and respect. So, let's shift our perspective from conquest to partnership. Remember, it's not about winning or losing, it's about understanding and respecting each other. So go ahead, Apply these rules and transform your relationships.